All right, what's up, everyone? Honesty4 here. Let's keep this thing going. Before I get started into this next series of footage that I want to go over, that's publicly displayed on the internet everywhere, fair use. You can look any of this stuff up yourself. Actually, this next segment that I'm going to go into features information that was put out by the infamous Lord Jamar. Salute to Lord Jamar for keeping it 100. I really have to give him his props to stand 10 toes down. The elders used to tell us, when you're really standing on the truth, sometimes you're going to have to stand alone because usually it's not popular. The lie is usually more popular than the truth, and it's unfortunate, especially people from my generation. I'm a Gen Xer. Uh, Born in the early 70s, came up in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Then this is when hip hop was really just hitting the scene on a mainstream level. And I'm starting to see a lot of my favorite icons fold like a deck of cards and sell out. And it's sad, like your Busta Rhymes, Fat Joes. More recently, KRS-One, who's always been in my top five everything. It's not personal, but it's very, very disappointing to see these guys sell out like that, especially KRS-One. Um, Big Daddy Kane, he's kind of coming in. I've seen videos where he was playing both sides of the fence. We call that word salad. I did see him on Drink Champs, and it was interesting to hear him mention DJs like DJ Pete Jones, DJ Flowers. I believe he mentioned Flowers. And then he kind of threw it back, but Herc brought it all together, still keeping with that Herc narrative, which he knows is not true. And I find it interesting that he's mentioning the original pioneers' names like Mario, Flowers, DJ Pete Jones, because back in the 80s, again, I've never heard these guys like Big Daddy Kane and them mention. We've never heard those the pioneer names before. They never talked about them. It just leads me to believe that a lot of our favorite old school artists like KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, and Busta Rhymes, most of the guys that came into the rap game, they didn't know the true origins of hip hop. They was just going along with it like the rest of us was, and they started rapping and they were good, and they got signed and they just kept it going from there. And that's the story of the founding fathers with Herc, Flash, and Bambaataa, which is completely false, was put out there. Everybody just kind of ran with that narrative. But I understand now that just because these guys are old school now doesn't mean that they really know. But I feel like now they're being forced to discuss some of these things more specifically about the origins because of people like Lord Jamar and Tariq Nasheed with his documentary Microphone Check, where he literally spoke to the pioneers. These people are still alive, but they're not getting their propers. They're not getting their due respect. And I can only imagine who's running the industry now, who owns a lot of the radio stations. I'm hearing there's a lot of Hispanics that own or in a lot of the management, marketing, and these guys are, our old school artists are still looking for opportunities. So I mean, in a nutshell, they're basically selling out their own culture to stay relevant of sorts, and it's sad, but big respect and shout out to Lord Jamar, Brand Nubians. It's funny who rises up and who folds. I mean, I wouldn't have never really expect Lord Jamal to come to the forefront like this. But he has, and he's standing 10 toes down. He has all my respect. He has a lot of support out there. It's a lot of us that's supporting this brother. So, Lord Jamal, don't waver, don't falter. It doesn't seem like you are. It's a lot of us out here that's rooting for you, that's supporting you, and it's kind of like I guess when you live long enough, to see yourself become the villain with some of my favorite icons. Like, you guys are on the wrong side of history here, and this is not going to play out well for your legacies. I promise you. And also, we can add Pete Rock. I forgot to mention him. Pete Rock to the mix. He's another offender. He's on record as saying hip hop is 90% Jamaica, and his Instagram page, he's a repeat offender. He's still trying to he uses a lot of word. At first, he was saying it with his whole chest. Now, because when the truth comes out, these guys have to kind of change what they've been saying over time. And they're still trying to conflate and mix in Latinos and Caribbeans into the original creations of hip hop. And Lord Jamal is on his bumper. A lot of us is on his bumper. Pete Rock, again, it's not personal, but your legacy is trash as far as I'm concerned. I respect what you brought to the game, but going forward, you will not receive my support. Pete Rock, KRS-One. Again, Big Daddy Kane's he's kind of walking the line. It's not you can't sugarcoat a lie. You can't mix the lies and the truths together. Like we see it. We see you guys. You're being watched. You're on the wrong side of history. And it's a shame because you guys were the epitome. You guys were top shelf. And just to see you fall like this. And again, I'm 52 years old and I'm seeing you guys just fold up and lie. You're not gatekeeping our culture. So shout out to Lord Jamal. I'm going to stop this here and then I'll get into the next clip. Keeping in with the videos, our receipts rather, showing the truth of the origins of hip hop and how certain things came to be. So let me stop this here.